G'day folks, the Devil's Advocate here. On Saturday, the 10th, I went to a peaceful picnic. I took a few videos, short ones, and I thought it was going to be a dud at first because there weren't that many people showed up, a couple of hundred. And there was a number of different groups there. And they were all getting along peacefully. They were interacting and talking and waiting for the speakers to come on. And the police were very patient and very cooperative about it because they could see that we weren't doing anything illegal. We weren't disturbing the peace or interfering with anyone. We just wanted to get there and exercise our free speech together peacefully. Anyway, it was all real good until a couple of socialists showed up. There was a small group, 4 or 5, and they started with those little bullhorn things and turning it into a siren. And I got a couple of minutes of that. And one of them didn't, they said it was about free speech, and I said, well, mate, free speech is a two-way street, and he didn't want to talk to me. But you'll see that. I'll post the videos, and because I'm an internet idiot, I don't know how to edit or anything like that, so I can't give you the really good highlights. I'm just going to post a whole lot, and I'll put them in numbers in the order that I took them of the day. There's only a few minutes, 10 minutes of it or something, or up, something like that. And I was interviewing another bloke who's got a YouTube channel, Dusty Bogan, when all this started. But the police were good. It was peaceful, and everyone got to have their free speech, and we got to interact. One thing that did make me laugh, and it annoys me when I don't have my video going, when the best conversations happen. There was a little bloke there with his wife or girlfriend, a couple of Chinese people. I'll say Asian because, could have been somewhere else. But he was carrying a sign saying the CCP was bad, and he was presenting his case when you have a conversation. Very polite fella, too polite to be Australianised. But I'll wake him up if I ever have any more interaction with him. And there's a bloke that he was talking to, dead set communist, outright, openly calls himself a communist. Polite enough guy. He didn't disturb anything. He did the same thing. He didn't do what the socialists did and try to radicalise and disrupt everything. He just went about having his discussions. So I saw this, talking to this little Chinese fellow with the CCP sign, saying the CCP was bad and things that they did wrong, and that the Chinese people in the Chinese party are leaving their Communist Party, and I'm thinking that's probably dangerous anyway. But the little fella didn't realise he was a communist. And I'm talking to this communist fella, and I said, look, bottom line is he saying the Chinese great, China's are peaceful, China's all this and sugarcoating it. I said to him, okay, so China's not trying to be a bully in the South China Sea. He's going, no. I said, so China isn't having border conflicts with India? He says, no. I said, so China didn't kill thousands of students marching for democracy in Tiananmen Square many years ago? He's going, no, that was all American propaganda. And I just went, that's enough, mate. I can't handle you anymore. See you later. So I left him. And when you're going to deny that and say it's just propaganda, I mean, you've got to be half brain dead, or completely blinkers on, CCP blinkers on or something. So anyway, after he stopped talking to this little Chinese fellow, I went back down and I told the Chinese fellow, I said, he's a communist. And he's going, oh, thanks for telling me that. But yeah, look, I've got a couple of politicians lined up to talk to at the end of this week to go and, because the election's almost on us, so they're going to, after the election's over, they won't have their little pop-up mobile offices, so there'll be less of these videos for me to engage them. Now, they don't have to engage me, but they are a public official and they are in a public arena, and I have the right to video them. They don't have to engage me. They can't stand there and say, I don't consent, because they don't. It's not their place to consent for me to film in a public area. Um, but anyway, I'll get round to it, and I'll number these videos, and because I can load them up straight from my phone. I'm learning a little bit as I go. But anyway, I'll catch us all later. I'm going to go do some more maintenance on my mobile living quarters, and we'll see how everything goes. I mean, I'm just amused by how many people out there. I'd have a tendency to call them drones because they watch TV and think that everything on there is true, and they think the government doesn't tell lies. I mean, for freak's sake, some people are just born sheep. And it doesn't. It's actually easier. Mark Twain is supposed to have said this, and I don't know if it's true. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. And I'm a firm believer in philosophy. And believe me, I've been trying to convince people that they've been fooled. Coronavirus is a fraud. And you've got to get the wording right. And I generally don't have much trouble with the please because I'll use these, and I'll use this, and then outcome with my reply because you've got to, when you reply by emotion, you're not going to win. You've got to use this thing. You've got to use the old grey matter God gave you. But anyway, I've got to go. Catch us later. Until next time.